Yo, what's up, guys? Peace, love, joy, prosperity, and infinite abundance. I was only going to kiss you guys with one hand because it's a super long story about what happened to this set of nails on this side, guys. We started out with an even set, didn't end up with one. But I want to focus on the topic for today, guys. So I will definitely do another video about this if you guys inbox me enough and ask me. My Instagram is Takia Talk. It's just at Takia Talk. Simple. DM me, guys, whenever you have questions, when you have simple requests, things of that nature. And I usually respond pretty quickly, guys, okay? Thank you guys all for just stopping by my channel. If you are new here, yeah, we're about positivity here. We're about development of self. That's on a mental level, on an emotional, physical, and financial level, and spiritually, of course. So the goal is to level up together. So if you're new here, subscribe, please. Hit the bell button because I'll be bringing out more content like this soon. Okay, enough of that, yeah. So let's get to the topic, guys, right? The topic is about letting go, right? Letting go. It is such a hard thing to do sometimes. And sometimes you let go too soon. Sometimes you let go too late, right? Now, I don't know about you guys, but man, have I had some experiences and some tough times letting go. Like, have you ever just held on to something because you felt that you really needed this thing or you just really loved this thing, and not understanding that, man, this thing is defining me. This thing is, such a huge definition of who I am now, that if I lose this thing, I'll feel incomplete. I'll feel lost. I'll feel like I'm not myself. So let me hold on to this thing as long as I can, right? Now, I don't know if you've been there, but man, let me tell you, I've had some experiences where, my car, and this was my first baby, guys. Oh my God, I don't even know where to start. This car was a freaking cute blue 2008 Honda Civic, right? And it's so funny, I think about Meek Mill's lyrics. He was saying something about, he caught her slipping, but he left her no choice or something. She was in a Honda Civic, and that the next time she was crying, she would be in a Rolls Royce. And every time I hear that song, I just freaking think how many times I cried in my freaking Honda Civic. Because the history behind the car. This was my first car, guys. I paid it off in full within 3 months. It was under what, $4,100. $4,100. I paid it off, and beautiful car, guys. Drove like new, looked like new. But not to go too much into details about the car because I was going to do a whole different video about it. That's how crazy it was. But yeah, that car got stolen or whatever, and I ended up finding it. And then when I found it, I had to put a large sum of money into fixing it. And then after that, it was just one little thing after the other. And I was like, oh my God. Maybe I did just think and say, dang, it's one thing after the other. And that could have did the snowball effects of getting this non-stop, activity going of just the same experiences, guys. It was one thing after another, one thing. A tire goes out. Okay, I get that fixed. The hood flies up and it breaks my freaking windshield. I get that fixed. And that's another story because that wasn't my fault about why the hood even went up, guys. And then it was just other things the bumper, because when my car was stolen, it was damaged, and I didn't have insurance. Okay, not full coverage anyway. But yeah, it was just like after so long, I realized that I was holding on to this car. And I realized that, if God really wanted me to have it, I would have it. But what ended up happening with that car, guys, is beyond me. I ended up letting it go because I was like, if I put another penny into this car, let's get into like, the truth too. Car tickets. Like, I have to pay car tickets. The city I live in, it is not their fault that so many Chicagoans accumulate a huge bill of tickets. But I will say this, driving a lot of times, there were speeding ticket meters and just like different lights, that you can't turn on the red, different things that, you might miss, and boom, you got you a ticket. It's like really petty stuff to me though. But yeah, like I'm like, I gotta freaking pay, tickets off and all types of stuff. But the car was just like, kind of like starting to stress me. It's like when I first got it, I was so happy and everything like that. But then there came a point in time where it was like not even actually appreciating this thing enough to, want to hold on to it anymore. And sometimes, you guys, you do have to know when to let go of something and when to be responsible. Now, in my situation, I'll say it was a bit of both, right? But there are, other case scenarios you could look at, like dating someone, and then you know that whatever you went into that situation envisioning, it has evaporated at this point, and it's just like a little flame there keeping everything going, but it's like not, a roaring fire. Now you have to, know when to let go of the situation, because holding on to things really, really hurts the person who is holding on. You're the one using all your strength, all your energy, all your might to hold on to something. And holding on really slows down the process of things. When you have a thought and you let it go, then the universe has this way of, bringing you a response. But if you were to just hold on to the thought, you don't get the answer. And the more you don't get the answer is the more you hold on to the thought. But if you know your true powers and that you are energy from within, you'll know that everything is about flow, right? Everything flows, guys. But when things don't flow, then you cannot let go. Because you feel like when things don't flow right, it's like, oh my God, I don't got control. Oh my God, I'm not mature enough to accept that I don't got control. Like, oh my God, like, let me try to control this thing. Let me just like, no, you can't do that, guys. You can't do that, baby. Like, I want all my Takia loves to develop such a unique response to situations that you don't have to go into the feelings that are less than positive, because you are very confident in loving yourself and making the right decisions, right, guys? So, like, when it comes to letting go, there are just a few tips that I have wrote down, and I usually don't write anything down, but I was like, I talk so freaking much, and then I just be like going off the dome. Sometimes, I might miss a point or two because my mind is running so fast, right? And I just gotta learn to go with the flow too, right? It's like, yeah, everything flows better when you're just accepting. But it's like, if you're not accepting, then you're kind of like in this place of trying to control, and then it's kind of like, So, what are some of my tips, guys, for letting go? You have to review the situation, right? That means that if you're not letting go of something, you're thinking about it. And why are you still thinking about it? Maybe because when it first occurred, you didn't think about it enough. Maybe you pushed it to the back of your mind, or maybe you ignored it. Maybe you went over it and thought that you could ignore it, whatever. But when a situation occurs, and usually when it's hard to let go of something, it's because it bothers you. It might hurt you. It might frustrate or anger you, right? It's usually when you have those less than positive feelings. And I call them less than positive because, I define happiness as positivity. Those two are just correlated to me, right? And when I'm like, fussy, want to fight, want to curse, want to cry, want to stay crying instead of getting over it, when I'm like choosing these different emotions, I have to realize what it really means and what it's saying about my physical manifestation, my experience here as a human. So a lot of times it's hard to let go of pain, right? So I was like, let me just go ahead and write these things. You have to review a situation. You have to reflect on a situation. But you cannot keep reliving the situation. Because what happens, guys, is that, you were on your way to see someone. You got to their house, didn't know the dog was loose. Every time you go over there, you always told them, put the dog up. And for some reason, the dog was out. It bit you, and you and that person were never cool again because you couldn't believe that they knew you were on the way. They didn't put the dog up. They didn't tell you anything. Whatever. So now, in your mind, you keep reliving the emotions of that day. You keep on feeling that dog bite you in the leg. You keep on feeling your friend bite you in the back because you feel unprotected or whatever you want to justify it as your feelings. And understand where you have to always be accountable for things, guys. You have to learn how to accept things. And you have to learn how to focus on yourself. What do I mean by accepting things? Well, in a situation where there's pain that's being caused, and it's a painful experience for you or whatever, and you have not decided to let go of the person, the place, or whatever, and you're still there, you have to start accepting the fact that maybe I hopped into something and it's not what I expected it to be, and it's time to get back to loving myself. The sooner you realize that, I want marriage. This guy here, he's so cute. He smells good, He has a nice place. He works, all that good stuff. But even though he looks like a good guy, he's not ready for what I'm ready for. But, we can have some fun, right? Now, that's your mind going left from what you originally decided. Sometimes it's okay to reevaluate a situation and see where you can benefit. But do not turn into an opportunist to the point that you're just like not loving yourself, guys. So understand that if you went into the situation and you wanted marriage and this guy was just like, hey, I'm still working on myself. I'm still working on my goals and dreams. I really don't got time for a relationship. I don't want to invest my energy into that. I don't want to be pressured into that. Okay, cool. Now you could be like some of my girls and call his ass a dusty and be like, deuces, because there's a definition that guys that don't, value commitment, aren't ready to settle, or just haven't developed themselves into that position are dusties. But I'm not here to judge anybody because everyone has their reasons for why they are and are not in a relationship, right? So understand where you gotta focus on yourself. If this person is not, ready to do the things that you value, and that's how you keep yourself. That's how you protect yourself, guys. Another thing is when you do let this person go, or it could even be a job, that's driving you crazy. You don't feel valued or appreciated there, but whatever. You need the money. You have to start thinking on a higher level that, hey, let me accept the fact I'm not happy here. Let me focus on what I'm really passionate about. And you owe that to yourself. You owe that to yourself, okay? And when you let go of things, you always attract something much better, more aligned with you, something that really resonates with your soul, guys. And that's what life is all about. It's about having these really deep, meaningful connections sometimes, and then having those moments where something happens and it's just like a little quick shallow moment and it never happens again, right? But then you start to realize how much more beautiful those deep meaningful connections are, opposed to just something that's quick and fun, right? Another thing I wrote down is, guys, you have to keep in mind that everything you say, everything you do is a reflection of you, and it will be reflected in a physical form. It will be a manifestation before your very eyes, guys. So, like I was just saying earlier, sometimes we say things like, oh my God, it's one problem after another. And then you wonder why you just paid your light bill because you scraped up enough money for that. And then next thing you know, you forgot your phone bill was due. And then next thing you know, your kid breaks their glasses. And it's just like one thing after the other. Understand where you have so much control, so much power to look at things from the brighter side. Understand that when you start to use the power of words and you start to redirect every word, every sentence, because everything is connected, everything is vibrations, guys. When you start to allow your words to vibrate on a higher level because of the vocabulary, this is such a weird bra I put on, because of the vocabulary, guys, then, life gets so much better. It's like saying, I can't do something versus saying, I can, right? One word I don't really mess with like that is try. Like, what do I need to say? I'm going to try to do it. I'll try. Like, no. I'll work on it when I feel like it. But I'm not going to be lying to myself all the time. Then I'll be lying to you guys all the time. Sometimes, guys, I know, you guys probably like, why she didn't make a video lately? Well, honestly, let me be a woman of my word and tell you, I probably got into this sucky place and I was just like, I don't feel like it. And that's the worst freaking excuse you could ever come up with, is like, I don't feel like it. Because everything, guys, everything is about what? Commitment. And you got to commit to yourself. You got to love yourself. When you focus on yourself, when you submit to yourself, and when you commit to yourself, then you can attract better experiences in life. Another thing, guys, is that you cannot stick around people, places, and things that suck your energy. We are energy, okay? And we're having a human experience. And understand how somebody somewhere wants your energy, okay? They are constantly finding ways to manipulate our electromagnetic field. They're constantly finding ways to manipulate our vibrations, guys. They want to usurp your consciousness. No, seriously though. You just gotta really protect your energy, guys. Understand that there are some people who, they may appear to love you or like you or whatever the case, but they love your energy. It's not so much, and I know, like, it's like when someone says, oh my God, I love your energy, it's so beautiful. You get flattered, you like that. But me personally, after everything I've been through, when people say that to me, I take it as a compliment still, but then I'm always observant and aware. Is this person going to like just try to suck my energy? Is it going to be a balance of things? And you got to really watch that, guys, okay? Because, for instance, a person who is afraid to be alone, right? They may always find company in you. And misery loves company, right? So what they'll do is call you up when you're busy, focus on you, whatever the case. Like, hey, let's hang out, let's do this and that. And, sometimes it's okay. But then there's those times where it's like, this person should be focused on themselves too right now. Why aren't they focused on themselves right now? And it's because they want your energy. Whatever you're doing that's positive, you're vibrating really high and you're just happy and things are looking upward and, you're experiencing success. They want that energy. They want to feel that. And they want to be around you. And they're trying to figure out how they can do that and be that. And that can be scary, guys. Okay? I'm a leader, and my goal with myself, my life, my YouTube channel, and just everything is to just always be, leading by example and creating leaders, right? It's cute to be the boss, guys, and that's another video I'll get into. But it's like, you really want to be the leader. You really want to show people how to do what you're doing. You really want to instill into them. You really want to inspire desire. Like, hey, you can do it too, right? But the first thing you got to do, guys, is let go. Let go of the painful experiences you had in the past and grow from them. Let go of self-limiting beliefs. This is so deep. From the time you were a baby up until now, your subconscious mind has been recording so many different things, and the fact of the matter is, from the conscious to the subconscious, it has this tricky time. It has this tricky time, kind of like, sorry guys for pausing, but I'm trying to figure out the word. It has a tricky way of just like manifesting things, I'll say, okay? This subconscious, it'll like see something, and it will not really be able to decipher if this is a true event or if, it's a false event. All it knows is that when it sees something, because you are feeding it this constantly. You're thinking it, you're listening to it, you're seeing it, and you're smelling it, you're experiencing it, whatever it may be, and the subconscious is saying, this is reality. And it's going to bring you more and more of that. Okay? So, understand how you have to be so mindful. You have to be so mindful because you are a creator. You are a creator. Whether you know it or not, you're always creating situations in life for yourself. And what I would love for all of my Takia Talks to do is to always be accountable for yourself, right? Love yourselves. Know when to let go of a situation. Know when something is, true and false in your brain, because you develop a relationship with yourself to the point where you understand that it's your higher or lower self talking to you. You understand that, oh, my subconscious is bringing up this thought, but it's not true. The subconscious records so much stuff, guys, and then it's like, you think Jesus was a fish, or you think that dinosaurs lived in castles, like whatever. And so it's like, whatever you've been seeing and being taught from the time you were a kid up until now, it's very, very possible that you believe that is reality, when in fact that is what was taught to you. If you're going to ever be as successful as you could be, all that you can be, you have to start by letting go of any and everything that's simply not serving you a purpose. Okay? And I know sometimes people get that confused, because it's like, you think that if somebody is doing something for you, they're serving you a purpose, when really you serving that person is them serving you a purpose. Because, if this person didn't exist, like if you guys didn't exist, my Takia loves, what would be the purpose of this YouTube channel, right? Would it be for me to realistically just talk and share my, stories and experiences? Yeah. But after so long, I would just realize how lonely I am. And that's kind of like why I even started Takia Talk, is because all the experiences I had, guys, I just wanted to like talk about it and share it somehow and just record it. And then I was like, hey, this stuff is actually something I probably could share with somebody, right? And you gotta like just be able to let go, right? So guys, that is my video on letting go.